The people that through every waking moment of their life, they never feel good. Well, I mean, oh Jesus. But all right. But that kind of makes me start thinking about false light again.
False light.
False light. It's fake light. Kind of like what we're doing now. You know how like everybody likes virtue signaling, and like it's a PC culture. You have to be politically correct. So you end up with a bunch of people walking around knowing what to say, like an immigrant knowing the answers to the test to become a U.S. citizen.
Right.
He's like, you have people walk around knowing what to say, but they're not saying what anything that is outside of that spectrum that they actually think, they don't say. That's fake light. That's false light. It's like basically you're making America look beautiful, like it's advertising it. It's like, yeah, this is what we think over here. It's like, yeah, this is cool, this is fine, this, that, and third. It's like, don't let the lights go off. It's like we can't fight the darkness because it's all fake light. It's like, keep the lights on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Please don't. I want to see.
And that's my biggest issue with what's been going on more often than not. You can't fight actual darkness with fake light. It's imitation light.
So back onto this.
It's like this right here. It's an anthem. It's going to make people feel good, but I feel like ultimately it promotes false light. I really do. The internalizing the message that you don't need to change, the world can change its heart. Don't tell people that.
Right. And that's why I brought this up in the first place.
I'm not saying that people don't deserve to feel good about themselves, but don't tell people that. It's like, you don't have to change a thing. It's like, maybe put yourself on the table and we'll see what sticks. Because I know the things that they're talking about. It could be like a lifestyle choice. It could be like your sexuality preference. It could be any type of like special defect you may have from birth. It could be any of those things. You might have like a special type of disease or whatever it might be. And it's like there's some way that you stand out. Maybe like you got negative attention for any of those things at some point. And I get that. If it is something that is a part of you that you can do nothing about, there it is. That's what I was looking for. If it is something that is a part of you that you can do nothing about, then yeah, you would have to come to peace with that. You would have to, I hope that you can be at peace with yourself, the things that you can't change. But those are the things you can't change. They're saying you don't have to change a thing. Don't lie to these people.
It's like there's some things that are worth changing.
Even people who are bogged down in things that they cannot change. If you are an LGBTQ African American female, if you are the trifecta of weight in the world that we live in.
Of weight?
Yes, weight. Certain characteristics that you can be born with come with weight. Weight that you have to carry.
I thought you were being literal there for a second.
No. But thank you for questioning me so I could clarify. No, not literal weight. But it's like if you're like born under that trifecta of weight and you have to live with it, it's good if you can come to terms with the things that you cannot change.
Right.
But everything else about you.
It's like, don't lie to yourself and think, well, this is just who I am. There's no reason I should change.
Right, but everything else about you, the fact that you don't have an inside voice for the library, the fact that you slap anybody that talks to you when you don't want to be spoken to. Yeah, I'm just naming random stuff. This isn't like, I'm not talking about any specific person, but I'm talking about bad characteristics. It's like, if you're the type of person to cuss out a judge when you're on trial, or even worse, when someone you care about is on trial, why would you put the judge in a bad mood?
Seriously. It sounds like you're being very specific.
No, I'm not talking about any specific thing. I'm really bouncing
These are
around to
very
bad.
specific situations
No,
that you're talking about.
right. I'm pointing out really bad characteristics. Like if you're the type of person to cuss out a judge, that means you don't really have a filter. You need a filter to be able to walk through certain cuts of life. It's like libraries, supermarkets, schools, your school. It's your place of business where you work. You need to be able to navigate those and not just have zero filter 100% of the time.
You will find yourself with a lot of people that have a filter for you specifically.
But that's just one example of a bad characteristic that this song would say you don't need to change a thing. The world can change its heart. It's like no. Change a thing? Maybe for the sake of lyrics in the song you would let that line slide, but to actually internalize the message, I hope you don't.
Yeah, that is one thing that I want to also cover up is like this is just a song.
Yeah.
It should not be taken as gospel.
No, but this is an anthem. I recognize this song. I hear this song actually quite a lot, and I just never paid attention to what it was saying.
Right. But you understand now why I brought it up in the first place. Why I even brought it up in regards to what would you say? Would this be like an anthem of disillusionment?
No. Disillusionment is when you when you grow up and you realize that a part of the world is not what you expected it to be. It's just like the grass was not greener on the other side. In fact, it's a little bit more brown.
Okay.
and due to you realizing that, it changes you.
So what would you call this then? This anthem?
I mean, I already broke down that it's like the things that you cannot change, you shouldn't worry about trying to change them.
I am just looking for a word.
No, I'm trying to land on the word because it's like I've already talked about like the things you can't change. You shouldn't try to change those things. You should find peace with yourself. But saying that you shouldn't change a thing is very...
It's similar to stagnating, I think.
Ooh. It could be, it's like the song could promote becoming stagnant as far as your self-development.
Yes. It's like the idea that you don't really need to change, that there's nothing to improve, nothing at all. It fits quite nicely in what you're talking about. Stagnation.
Oh, man.
Well, stagnation is an ugly way to say it. Let's be frank about that.
I don't think that's necessarily ugly. I think it's pretty direct.
But that's the thing, though, is that it's direct. If someone doesn't like what you're being direct about, then they could perceive it as ugly. Kind of like...
It's not ugly. It just hit hard. It's like, come on. It's like, come on, please.
It's like our first topic so far whenever we brought talking about women treating themselves as object and me bringing up the fact that sounds like prostitution if you put a price tag on yourself.
Yeah, it's like, look, okay, like I said, it's like, it's not it's not ugly. It just hits hard. That's why I said it's like me saying what I said and then you taking a step forward. It's like you can only hit them so hard for so long before you knock them out. Like I'm saying, come on, you can take a punch. It's like, come on, you can take a punch. I didn't mean to
hit them so hard.
It's like, come on, you can take a punch. Have the conversation with me. Don't have a glass jaw verbally.